All right, so today we're going to talk about the upsets that went on last week in week 1 of college football. And it seemed like there was a good many. And it seems like with upsets, it's like there'll be a weekend where there's not one at all.
Yep.
And there'll be a weekend where there's 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So, John, get us kicked off here a little bit of what happened.
Well, I will like to start. I wish we had some LSU friends because I would love to know what the
I do
feeling.
have one that we could call, but like not on short notice.
But like what the feeling is in Baton Rouge, Louisiana right now, because I would be pressing the panic button to the max. Looking at that UCLA LSU game week 1, UCLA got absolutely outmatched at the line of scrimmage.
Right.
The offensive line, defensive line. It's not that Max Johnson. A lot of people are like, "Oh, Max Johnson played that good." He had like 300-something yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. A lot of people want to take that one play where he did an idiot move play and be like, "That's his game."
No look.
What
throw.
more did you expect from Max Johnson? What happened to win the dang game was Zach Charbonnet. UCLA's running backs absolutely running all over the place against LSU's D-line.
Before you get into that,
That's right.
Cam Smith, thank him as
Shout out.
as our sponsor with
Cam.
Just Jesus Network Radio. Our boy Dave is on it.
8:30.
Internet radio app,
Saturday
preaching,
morning.
singing, all that good stuff. Definitely go check that out. Also, American Senior Benefits Insurance Company. Make sure you go see him for all your insurance benefits needs. So back to
So
you.
back to what I was saying. Pretty much LSU got absolutely blasted in every facet of the game,
Dave.
especially the line of scrimmage.
Sorry, I'm done.
Especially.
He was so disappointed.
I was just kind of confused. But so that just it kind of shocked me. I had them as my boom team earlier
Right.
in the year.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I did kind of somewhat call this upset, but
And
I
I think Dave said over the last week and said
Hey, no.
Hey,
LSU big.
Hey, Dave said I'm absolutely sleeping on
He
UCLA.
did.
Listen,
Although I did
Dal
say
said he was sleeping on Georgia.
I did say
So,
that.
but real quick,
And you agreed. You were like, yeah.
question, to get y'all's opinion, my question would be: do we think LSU's that bad, or
Fire Ed Orgeron.
or do we think UCLA has a chance to be?
I'm not even overreacting. Fire Ed Orgeron.
Or do we think UCLA has a chance to be one of the best teams in the Pac-12 and win the Pac-12
I think
South?
LSU's a poorly coached football team.
But how good do you think UCLA is?
I do. I think
Top
UCLA.
25.
Yeah, I think UCLA is legit.
Rank them. I wish we'd have done a segment
I
on
think
game
they will
day
be.
called Rank them.
I think they will be. Oh, that could be. That could be.
Because you know what? Rank UCLA.
Yeah, rank
Florida State.
rank Virginia Tech.
Rank Virginia Tech.
Knock LSU out.
Knock LSU out.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good segment.
If
Rank 'em.
you're getting manhandled by UCLA, a Pac-12 team, and granted, I mean I know the Pac-12 gets a bit of a bad rap, but at the line of scrimmage,
Right.
you're not beating
Yeah.
any SEC teams. There's no way.
let's
you're not
talk.
supposed to.
Let's talk about another upset.
Not when you got Mason Turner and some 5-stars.
Yeah.
So, but real quick
Go ahead.
before we transition, so what do you think the leash is on Ed Orgeron? I mean, what's their schedule?
If I was over there, it wouldn't be a leash anymore.
Like you would legit fire him after that one game.
The culture is
It's a bad culture.
Burnt.
It
is.
It's gone. And quite frankly, the culture was bad when they won the national championship.
Yeah.
You just had 2 first-round wide receivers, a first-round running back. You had a
Number
top,
one quarterback.
a top tight end. You had the number 1 overall player in the whole NFL draft.
Yeah.
You had stars on defense. I mean, heck, like I said, man, no disrespect to Orgeron, but you could have let just. I mean, there's a bunch of head coaches could have won a natty that
Absolutely,
year.
and not only that, like that comment that he made to that UCLA fan right
That's
before
just
the
not-
game, stuff
that's
like
not
that.
professional.
Right,
What did
I
he say?
agree.
I didn't see that.
He walked by, the UCLA fan was talking trash. He said, pretty much, shut the F up.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
bring your
Bring your
A double
sissy-
money sign down here.
Oh wow.
Sissy little A double.
Yeah.
Sissy
money
blue shirt,
sign,
yeah.
blue shirt down here.
Wow.
But so they got McNeese State. I do think they will win that game.
If they don't beat McNeese State, he's gone.
So absolutely. Well, I mean, I think the
They'll
whole
blow
coach
them out.
Yeah, and then you got Central Michigan. That should be a win. But then you got Mississippi State, Auburn, Kentucky, Florida, Ole Miss, Alabama. They're not. I mean, just
They're
looking
not
at that.
they're not out of the woods.
Between Mississippi State, Auburn, and Kentucky, they're definitely losing one of those games, if not
No
two.
doubt.
6-6 maybe this year.
So, and if there's no way Ed Orgeron's still around, I think it was 6-6, right?
No,
I
he
don't
shouldn't
think
be.
so.
And the thing is,
But at the same time, he's still recruiting well.
He is.
Through all this, he's been able to get recruits.
Right.
I mean, that's true, but I
He
mean,
was.
So let's move on to another one. Let's move on to.
Well, hold on. He was able to get recruits after he went 15-0.
right. But I'm saying even last year, he's having a really good class coming in
Yeah,
this
but
year
that's
after their
still on a
bad performance
high.
last year.
Man,
No, I agree.
Man, like I said, when Oklahoma and Texas get here, you need to have your head coach thing figured out. If you're an SEC team, to stay on top.
My thing would be if you're
to give them the boot and figure something out.
If you're an LSU fan watching this, please comment below. What are your thoughts? Like, what's your leash on Ed Orgeron? Do you keep him if y'all go 6-6 this year by some chance, or like what is it? I'd love to know.
No, the leash is gone for me. He's gone.
So let's move on to the Thursday night matchup with the University of North Carolina. Friday night. You're right. Friday night. Going into Blacksburg and getting beat pretty easily.
Right. Score may not have depicted it, but
yeah, I mean Sam Howell couldn't do anything.
By
the way, the atmosphere in Virginia Tech was
electric.
That's
a top 10 atmosphere.
Was crazy.
Virginia Tech is a top 25 football team.
Yeah, Virginia Tech's defense looked good.
Well, they deserved to win the game.
Not only did they look good, Braxton Burtmeyer.
I was about to say
he looked like Johnny Manziel.
Yes,
the
dude's good. The dude can run. The dude can throw. Had great composure.
He's a transfer from Oregon.
I think Virginia Tech has potential. To definitely win to win the Atlantic on that side.
I can tell you, I would not want to play Virginia Tech.
No,
just not necessarily because of their defense, because of Braxton Burtmeyer. He's
especially in Blacksburg.
He's a guy that you can sack 5 times and he break all 5 of those tackles, spin around and make some crazy play.
Yeah.
And Johnny Manziel is a superstar.
Oh no, he's an all-time legend.
That's a hard comparison.
I'm not saying he's legit. I'm saying he has a similar play style.
But you could compare him to Ian Book.
Right.
I think he's a little bit more of a runner than Ian Book.
If you wanted to, you could compare him to Johnny Manziel in a sense. That's big shoes, but and even some upsets that didn't happen that should have. Minnesota hung with OSU for a while.
Well, I was fixing to ask the question. What's wrong? What's wrong with North Carolina?
I was about to say,
are they not as legit as they were last year, or do they just get beat on a good day?
I'll tell you what. Watching the game, Virginia Tech looked better pretty much everywhere. They looked faster. They looked quicker. They looked more powerful.
In all seriousness,
they were the better team.
Mac Brown didn't look good physically to me. He looked like he was lost.
And he actually really did a little bit.
Yeah, like he just.
Yeah, no disrespect to Mac, but
I mean he's up there in age, but he definitely last year he looked good.
Right.
And I understand they were having a good season, and it may have just been he was having a bad day, but physically he didn't look good to me.
Well, the thing is, when you have,
he looked very surprised that. I don't think he expected that at all.
No.
I think he really thought North Carolina was going to go out there and win.
He got out-coached. He had no answer. He had no answer.
Yeah, and then he gets on there at the end and says, that's what happens when you don't have a scrimmage week 1. Every other team has a scrimmage. Pretty sure Clemson and Georgia didn't have a scrimmage.
Minnesota and Ohio State didn't have a scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean.
And the thing is, I don't care that the game was close if you win.
Right.
Because you went to Blacksburg.
Right.
And I believe Virginia Tech's a top 25 team.
Yeah.
But, man.
How far do you drop North Carolina this week? From 10 to what?
I say they're in the 20s for sure.
Yeah,
20s.
They didn't.
You put Virginia Tech.
Because it's not like
they didn't show me anything.
If they
you put Virginia Tech above them, I know they beat them, but do you think that in the rankings you put them above them?
I mean, watching that game now look, we all said, especially David, that there's no doubt a chance Virginia Tech wins that game.
Right.
And I thought it as well. And if North Carolina would have lost that game, but you went, man, North Carolina still looked good, but it was home. Virginia Tech. North Carolina looked bad. They looked outmatched. Virginia Tech looked significantly like the better team.
Sam Howell had his first turnover in the fourth quarter of his career. Not only did he have 1, he had 3.
Yeah. I mean, and Virginia Tech looked like significantly the better team, and that concerns me as an ACC fan because I'm trying to grab onto anything to try to make the ACC look better.
For sure.
And at this point, it's like, Miami got absolutely blown out, which I thought would happen.
Georgia Tech gets beat by Northern Illinois.
And then now North Carolina, granted, it's an ACC matchup, but North Carolina was our hope for them to actually be good, and they look totally outmatched. What are the expectations in Chapel Hill this year?
Let's go Hokies rest of the year, baby.
I mean, honestly, we're pulling for something. But I mean, what are the expectations now? You come in with all this hype, ACC championship aspirations, even potentially playoff aspirations.
Right.
And I'm not totally out on North Carolina. I don't think they're going to go 4-8 or nothing like that. But what are the expectations now if you're a diehard college football Tar Heel fan?
And they still have the talent, I believe they really do, to win the Atlantic side.
They've still got, to me, one of the best, if not the best quarterback in college football.
No doubt about it.
You still got Ty Chandler, a great running back.
One game does not diminish his career and his talent, what he can do.
But his O-line don't look any better from last year.
That's the thing.
And it's kind of like the same problem Clemson's having. The O-line, I don't care what quarterback you put behind center.
You got to have time.
You got to have time to throw the ball.
The thing is,
especially against an elite defense,
when you have what a lot of people call the best quarterback in college football, you need to look like you have the best quarterback in college football.
Yeah, for sure.
And Sam Howell, man, it wasn't there.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
it wasn't there.
Something I've seen with Sam Howell, he's always been real confident, even being smaller in stature in the pocket. After about that first quarter, he was getting bad happy feet.
Yeah.
I mean, he was starting to scramble, move around
Right.
before he even really had pressure, just because I guess he was just assuming I'm probably
Right.
going to be hit any second.
And then like David was referring to just a second ago, there was a lot of games this week that didn't necessarily end up in an upset, but was very close. And the game that sticks out in my head is Oklahoma and Tulane.
Oh yeah, I didn't even.
Tulane, you're planning on playing at home. You're planning on hosting Oklahoma. You're having to move your game up to Oklahoma. Oklahoma very hospitable. Another big word.
We're dropping big words
coming.
Allowed them to spray paint the field with their logo and all that. But then, I mean, I'm pretty sure they paid Tulane to come play. That's usually what big schools do.
Yeah. Right.
Pay them to come play. They come to your home field, and you win by 5.
Right.
And the game
should have lost.
onside kick.
And the thing is,
Tulane looked like a better football team. They just didn't have the players to keep up with it.
There was about a quarter where Oklahoma looked like the significant better team.
When they got up by I think it was 18 or 19.
Right.
And at that point,
3/4 of football.
At that point, Oklahoma should have been the team to pull away from that.
Right.
You keep it going, keep your foot on the gas, win by 35-40, not let them come back.
And I like what David said. Oklahoma's coming with all this preseason hype. We know their offense is going to look great.
Right.
But the difference coming in this year, their defense is going to look better.
And David, you said that all throughout the game. Same old defense.
And he gave up 35 points to Tulane. And Tulane's quarterback, his name slips my mind. In that game, now Spencer Rattler was a better quarterback, but in that game, he played better than Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, he looked good.
I don't know if y'all watched that game, but Oklahoma's defense is not physical.
No,
it's not at all.
There's nothing physical about them. They tackle like wimps. There's nothing physical about them. And the thing is, go watch Georgia, Clemson, and Bama. These dudes, when they tackle, they're hitting.
Right.
Yeah.
It's none of this sideways arm tackle crap. It's physical football.
We're hit you in the mouth. Yeah.
They're not physical. Not at the line of scrimmage. Not anywhere. They don't even look well coached. And the thing is, man, it's like, for one, I know they hyped up this defense. You really don't have all that much talent at defense.
You definitely don't.
And to me, it seemed like, I didn't see all the post-game interviews, but it seemed like Lincoln Riley was satisfied with the win. I mean, I'm not saying...
Well, heck, they've been beating nobody by 5 points the last 10 years.
Right, so it's almost like he was just, we won by 5. I'd be concerned.
I dare Oklahoma to face off with Bama, Georgia, Clemson. Because I know Georgia and Clemson's offense didn't look good.
Right.
They played against, those was probably the top 2 or 3 defenses in the country.
Because Spencer Rattler, 3 interceptions? 2 interceptions?
I think so, yeah.
Didn't really look all that good.
And it seems a little bit similar to last year. He had a little bit of a turnover problem last year. Carries into Tulane week 1.
And that's the thing is, I'm out on listening to what's going on in fall camp. Because you hear, this player, this next step. They come out there and look like the same football player.
Yeah.
Because the thing is,
I'm not saying you can't change a football player, and progress them and develop them. But a football player is who they are.
Well, and not only that, there's a lot of people that play great in practice and don't show up during the game.
Practice warriors. That's what they're called.
Yep.
And that's the thing. Like at Georgia, I've been hearing about James Cook for the last 3 years. Oh, this is the year James Cook breaks out. He's put on the weight. He's done this. Comes out against Clemson. He's the same James Cook. Yeah, if you give him space, he's quick.
Right.
This guy's 5'6".
Right.
But he's getting shoestring tackle. That's just you just can't do that.
Yeah,
and that's the thing with Oklahoma is we heard, oh my God, this defense. Tulane should have beat you.
Yeah.
And if Tulane should have beat you, what are you gonna do when you play Bama, Georgia, Clemson, anybody? You got to play Iowa State at some point.
Yep.
That'll be a fun game.
Let's talk a little bit about the.
They're not gonna be able to bring. You mean tell me they're gonna be able to tackle Breece Hall?
Yeah.
No.
Let's talk a little bit about the Notre Dame game last night. It wasn't an upset, but very close to.
It was an upset as far as I'm concerned. Florida State's kicker take a scholarship. And
I'll tell you what, though Mike Norvell played that terrible.
He did. He
made
the 50-yarder.
Yeah, well, Mike Norvell, and that's. I mean, I'm not defending. Again, that's your only job. You make that field goal.
It eats me alive.
But my goodness, I mean, he was on the field for 2-3 minutes, having to stare at that thing with. I mean,
you got 80,000 people.
Yeah.
Look, man.
And, I mean, that's not easy at all.
No, that's what I'm saying.
He made the first attempt.
Yeah, from 50.
When he made that, I knew because it always happens.
Every time. Yeah. You can just about guarantee. If he makes the first one they call timeout, turn the TV off, go to bed, he's going to miss. He's gonna or if they come across the TV and say, he's made 37 in a row, or he's got the longest active streak in the college football, cut it off, he's going to miss it.
Because the thing is, you're going to miss sometimes.
You are.
That kicker missed twice. That's 6 points.
Right.
Off the board. They lost by what, 3?
Yeah.
I mean, they win that game if he makes his field goals.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It irks me is your own scholarship to kick.
Right.
So let's bring up the question: Is Notre Dame
real quick? Or I'll tell you, Jack.
Notre
Cohen,
Dame's was in Cincinnati,
but Jack Cohen looked elite.
He did.
Say what you want,
so that's where I was going. Is Notre Dame?
He looked good.
That good this year, or is Florida State stepped up and they're back to?
You got to think though,
not to the old Florida State, but they're progressing to
Florida
back.
State's top 25
but
team.
you got to think Notre Dame's gonna have all their players killed.
That's true.
So
Brian Kelly,
if you didn't see what Brian Kelly said it's probably all over social media.
You've seen
it. He said in his postgame conference, "I believe in execution, and after tonight, our whole team needs to be executed."
That's what he said.
Word for word.
Apparently, it was a reference from some coach like
it was, but still. In this day and hour,
I loved it though.
You don't say that.
No, you don't. But I freaking loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
You don't say our whole team needs to be executed.
You can't say that, man.
Now, if he said our whole team needs to execute better,
yeah,
that's different. But when our whole team needs to be executed,
killed.
Come on now.
But going back to your question, I do think Florida State's better than they have been. But I think Notre Dame has taken a bit of a step back. I think their offense will be pretty good.
Yep.
I think their secondary.
Kyron Williams he's a beast.
I think their secondary is going to be pretty solid. Obviously, Kyle Hamilton, the best safety in college football, but their run defense was atrocious last night.
It was. They could not stop nothing.
Florida State could run all over them.
Yep.
And
they ran at will.
If you can't stop the run at all, you're going to lose some games.
How about and we have to point it out. What a story about Mackenzie Milton.
Oh yeah.
Coming in there. I think we talked about it a little bit in our other video.
Yeah.
But
as a Clemson fan, never pulled for Florida State. I was wanting.
I mean, comes in. I mean, what a story it would have been. You know, comes in, wasn't expected to play, but comes in off your start quarterback, gets his helmet knocked off, and by rule he has to go out. Mackenzie Milton comes in. He's got the ball rolling, goes down there, leads a touchdown drive, keeps him in the rest of the game, and continues. To lead the offense.
That's the thing is. You
tearing up the table, Dave?
No, I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with it. But these teams that we're talking about almost got upset. There is a recurring theme. Everybody but Oklahoma say we're away.
All right.
In a hostile.
It's a good
no
point.
excuse if you're Oklahoma. You're playing Tulane.
It's a good point.
They're terrible. Ohio State goes to Minnesota.
Yep.
We knew that was going to be a hostile.
That's going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
UNC goes to Blacksburg. I don't care who says what. That's
a
top 10 environment.
Notre Dame goes to Florida State. Yep.
Notre Dame goes to Florida State.
It's a good point.
Top 10 environment. These teams are very likely better than we think they are.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, if Clemson had playing at home, we'd have won.
But going back to some of the ones that did get upset, and LSU, you go to UCLA.
That's true.
Not a crazy hostile environment. You know what I mean?
Right. Did anybody watch that game? Sucks. I know it was during the time. It was during the time that the Georgia game was going on. But did UCLA have any more fans than they had week 1? I didn't see.
I didn't watch it.
Because week 1 they had like 12.
I didn't pay no attention, but let me tell you something here.
They had like 12 people.
LSU sucks. If you're an LSU fan, your team sucks.
That's a lot different than what David said last week.
And that's the thing. I bought it. If I buy, okay, let me tell you this, and I'll be true to my word. If I buy in on you and your team, and you let me down, I'm done.
I'm throwing in the towel.
Like it's over with. Fire Ed Orgeron. Fire a lot of people. Just reboot the whole team.
Now, granted. 2018 was a magical year, and they lost a lot of players. 2019, but they've also looked completely different since they lost Joe Brady and Dave Aranda.
That's true.
That's the thing.
Once Ed Orgeron lost his first half, it's like Ed Orgeron.
That's true.
You know who else lost players? Georgia.
Exactly.
Clemson.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Bama. Bama replaced the whole offense.
Yeah, you know who
else
out
there and didn't struggle against the top 10.
You know who else is also, especially coaching staff? Bama.
Yeah,
they don't skip a beat.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
I heard today, and we were talking about this, and this doesn't have anything to do with upsets, but I heard I think it was Marcus Spears today was talking. You know how we were discussing the Clemson offense, the last episode, and talking about something's got to give with their offense.
Right.
Do what?
Play calling wise.
Yeah. Marcus Spears brought this up when he was talking today that for the last 4 or 5 years, maybe even 5 or 6, ever since Tony Elliott fully took over, Clemson's offense has been the same as that offense has been. It's been screen passes, it's been short slants, looking for playmakers, all the different things. And like he said, you could almost tell exactly what they were going to do before they did it. Mm-hmm. But every year that it's worked, you've had playmakers.
Right.
You've had the Deshaun Watsons. You've had the big receivers, the Mike Williams, all those, the Jordan Leggett's, and then you transition into the Trevor Lawrences, the Travis Etienne's, the Amari Rodgers, the T. Higgins, playmakers. Not and like you said, it's not that they don't have them now, but they're not the playmakers that they used to be. and the same offense is not going to work for these guys that's worked in the past.
And I agree partially with that, but I mean we could go on this for about 20 minutes.
But he agreed with what you said. Something has to change.
Something absolutely has to change.
The thing, and he brought this out. The thing with Alabama is Nick Saban goes and he looks for an offensive coordinator, no matter who it is, that's going to say, I want you to score me 50 points a game. I don't care how you do it. Change the offense. Do whatever you have to do. Score 50 points a game. Clemson hasn't done that yet.
Well, I'll say this. Alabama is very good at calling plays to what they have.
Yeah.
I know Alabama's putting up 50 whatever points, but Bama has with Najee Harris, you saw a bunch of 12 personnel.
Right. Yeah.
That's not your air raid.
Yeah.
Right.
That's your run it down your throat. But that's what you have.
Yeah.
That's your
and
good with.
I think that's one of the things that's so. And I don't like him. I mean, he's great. He's the greatest coach of all time. But Nick Saban is that it's year in and year out.
Well,
year in and
what
year
makes
out. It's
Saban,
the same thing. Like, they lost everybody. They're good again.
Yeah.
Well, for one thing, he's established, and when you're established, it makes it easier.
It does.
Than to start out like that. But Saban is willing to do whatever it has to. To win.
Absolutely.
Right.
And not in a dirty way.
Right. Yeah. You know.
Right.
But like Kirby Smart, I think Kirby Smart's finally giving the keys over to Todd Monken. I really believe that.
Yeah.
I think Saturday that was Todd Monken's offense. I think, and the thing is, like we keep saying, don't judge these two offenses just yet.
Right.
They played week one defenses like that. They're fresh. That's hard to judge these two offenses. But that's the thing.
Anyways, we wrap this one up.
Right, but it would be good to see Clemson do that. But here's the thing: the same Clemson the same offense we're talking about just a couple years ago
won the Natty.
was hanging 40 points in the national championship.
Right. But to wrap it up, I don't think we see as many upsets as we did in week one.
Probably not, but you never know. It's college football.
Watch our other video, our game day video. Well, game day video will be out Friday.
I'll say there's potential to be no upsets this weekend.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There is going to be one for sure, and that's going to be the University of Oregon upsetting Ohio State on the road.
I like
called
the bowl.
it right here.
I like the bowl.
You heard it right here. If they don't, I still stuck with my word because I did say that Ohio State was going to lose.
Was going to
lose. Not going to happen.
One of the first 2 weeks. They didn't lose week one, so they'll lose in week two.
Tune in
Upset
to game day
of the week. But until next time, check out Cam Smith. And as John says, send this to your grandma, grandpa, cousin.
They want to watch it. Like they've been dying
whoever.
to see this kind of content.
So until next time,
go Dogs.
Keep talking ball.